Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. So in this episode, I'm going to be discussing going for what it is that you want. Now I know for me, there were a lot of years where I didn't go for anything that I wanted. For a long time I thought, well, I'll just do it later. I'll work on me later. I'll accomplish whatever I need to accomplish later. I need to do this right now. I need to do this for this person or this for this person. And eventually I got to a point where I woke up one day and realized I'm 40 years old and the years have just passed me by. Now, for a long time, for me, I was an alcoholic because of losing my parents and going through a lot of emotional traumas in my life from childhood and things that have happened to me as an adult as well too. And for a long time, I didn't know how to cope with that or handle that. So the way I handled it was with alcohol and creating my own dark place. Well, because of that, there was about 4 years of not getting anything accomplished and stalling on life. And then eventually what winds up happening is when you sober up, you still face everything that you try to suppress. And the fact that you have to face it not only is hard, but it always seems to be a little worse facing it after that because now you've had 4 wasted years and now you're having to not only deal with the things that you try to suppress, but now you're also dealing with the things that you didn't get accomplished all of those years. However, the good news is, despite what it is that you're going through or been through, life still goes on. One of the things my mom used to always tell me before she passed away was, no matter what you're going through, baby, if you look out the window, life is still going on. You got to handle business or business will handle you. And I found it very fascinating that in my own life, I was not accomplishing anything or handling anything, not really going for anything that I wanted to go for. And I kind of got myself into a place where I felt like where I was is what I deserved because of the mistakes that I've made in my life and the things that I've been through in my life. And because of that, I stayed in a bad place for a long time and I wasted a lot of time. Now, the good news is you can start right now. What you have to wind up doing is you have to face life. You have to face things. Everybody goes through something. It's not easy. And you have to be able to grow thick skin and face things. And instead of using the situation as being a victim, you can actually use the situation as a strength and actually use that to help out somebody else. My testimony is not my weakness, it's my strength. And it gives me the opportunity to be able to use the experiences of the things that I've went through to help raise up somebody else and put somebody else on firm ground. And because of that, I'm actually very thankful for the things that I've been through in my life. Because I realized that whatever it was that I couldn't control, I had to let it go. And what I could control was how I reacted to things. I can't control everybody else. And you have to come to the realization that you can't control other people. You have to be able to control yourself. Everything starts right here. And I know for a lot of times people stall on what they want to do because they're afraid of what people would think and how people view them. One of my favorite quotes is from Jim Carrey, and it says, "You stop explaining yourself when you realize that people only know you from their perception of you." Once you get to that understanding and you realize that people have their own perception of their own reality, of their own things, of how they view you, and that has absolutely nothing to do with you. How you view you is what's important. How you view yourself, how you handle things is ultimately what's important, not what anybody else thinks. People are going to like you, people are going to not like you. Doesn't matter. It's life, and life happens to everybody. What I want you to do is snap out of it though. I want you to get your head right. I want you to realize that people make mistakes. The past is called the past for a reason. Leave it there. You have to learn to forgive and move forward. You have to learn to create a different chapter of your life and quit replaying the same chapter over and over. Like I said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And I completely agree with that. You cannot keep doing the same thing and expecting a different chapter. You have to be able to do something different. If you want something you never had, you have to do something that you've never done. And that's what this episode is about. I want you to start realizing how important you really are, that you are the author of your own book. This is your life that you are living, and you can't live it for other people. You have to live it for yourself. You have to be able to take accountability. You have to be able to take initiative to do something for yourself. When you get into that mind frame of, I'm going to accomplish this and I'm going to do this, when you get to a place where you can completely heal yourself and you become better, then you can become better for other people. The way that you view things before and the way that you did things before is not the way that you do things now. That's why it's so crucial to not punish yourself for who you used to be, because that person no longer exists. The thing that you have to do with yourself is you have to get this right. Start telling yourself positive things. Get into the headspace of I can and I will. Get into the headspace of, man, I'm awesome. I love myself. Start telling yourself things that are positive. Because when you tell yourself things that are negative, you automatically stop yourself from accomplishing things that you want to accomplish. You set up the barriers for yourself. We are our own prison, our own worst enemy, because of the thoughts that go on up here. My suggestion, start monitoring your thoughts. When you start getting bad thoughts that come up into your head based off of things that you've been through, because a lot of times the brain will play things based off of experiences that you've been through, and it'll automatically fill those gaps in. And a lot of times we talk negative to ourselves. However, if you start monitoring the moment those bad thoughts go in there and really just look at them and be like, why am I thinking like this? And change that thought. Give yourself a new thought. It's not going to be easy, and you might not get it overnight. It might take some time. But eventually, anything that you do repetitively becomes a habit. When you start telling yourself things positively and you get into that headspace of manifesting positive things in your life, you're going to produce more of that. And if you want to get out of the situation that you're in or situations that you've been through, then you got to be able to tell yourself something different. You got to be able to upload more positive thoughts, more positive feelings. I know for me, a lot of times I would lay on the couch, be lazy, eat junk food, and I'd feel miserable and like crap. So one of the things that I had to do was clean up the way I ate, get up off the couch. I started walking, and let me tell you, it is nice to get outside sometimes, especially if you find a nice walking trail. You have to be able to create habits that work for you, even if it's something that you've never done. I know for me, I like to paint. I like to play the piano. I like to play tennis. I'm not even good at tennis, but I enjoy playing it because it gives me something constructive. It gives me something positive. And because of that, I manifest more positive things into my life. I hope that this video has helped. With that being said, I hope you guys have a beautiful and blessed day.